Hi, Brother Chuckrow here. You probably see these lacerations and scrapes on my forehead, etc. I'm going to tell you what happened and how, what I did for it using traditional Chinese medicine, and how it evoked an understanding of Taiji movement that I don't know if I ever would have gotten in any other way as a result. So, night before last, it was dark out. I was carrying some firewood that I keep outside my garage in a pile. And I was carrying it in a pail. It was pretty heavy. And I was walking along the front of the garage. I felt myself, my right foot get caught in a vine. I started to lose my balance, falling forward. I stepped forward with my other foot, caught my balance, but then felt myself being hurled head first into a wooden wall in the recess of the overhead garage door. I went in the house and used some yin and bayao to stop the bleeding, which was profuse and a lot of lymph was coming out. 2 hours went by. It kept the yin and bayao, which is a powder to stop bleeding, kept getting washed away. So I took it internally. And then within 10, maybe 15 minutes, the bleeding completely stopped. And then what I did is cleaned it up, put some Jing Wen Hong, which I'll talk about. That is a medicine that is used for growth of epithelial tissue that accelerates the growth tremendously when you have some sort of scrape or burn. Amazing for burns. I put that on, it's still on, and thought about what happened. And I realized I was carrying this heavy bucket, maybe 25 pounds, I don't know. And as I fell forward, my movement was pulling the bucket, caught my balance, but the bucket still had its movement and was going forward and pulled me forward into the wall. Dong, dang, move and swing. It's the same thing that I've talked about in the movements and the transitions of the movements. But this time, the strength of that was so great that this time I realized that when you do a move, and of course the prototype move is roll back and press. I'm sure this applies to all moves, and I'm going to explore that. You roll back in a small frame mode. You stop. The arm is still going back. That then brings you back a little more, twists your body because of its momentum. The arm is pretty heavy. It's maybe 15 pounds, more for some people. Not as heavy as that pail, but think of how it pulls your body and twists it. That twist is a stretch, which then pulls you forward in addition to the stretch of the tissues of the shoulder girdle. And then that brings you forward and then brings the arm forward. We'll get that all for free. And I realize now that the dong dong is not just in the arm. It's throughout the whole body. And that is the transition from going in one direction to going in the other direction of everything. You don't have to use your analytical mind. You don't have to make yourself go forward. You get it for free. So now I'm going to explore that in all the moves, and I'm sure I'll find much more about that. Thank you.